Hello everybody out there and welcome back to another indie comic book review. And we are actually on time with the indie review this week. It's unfortunate that the big 2 review is probably going to be late again. I actually do have some news that I have to add to the haul video, which actually went up this morning. Really quickly, I mentioned that next week's books should be on time. I forgot one major detail, which actually might postpone Dark Avenger Live episode 50 also. This weekend coming is New York Comic Con Special Edition.
Oh, yeah.
There definitely will be a delay, not only in the Big 2 review, but most likely with the Indie review for next week. And because it'll be the night before, we might be preparing for Special Edition New York Comic Con. So I'm not sure. Keep an eye on Twitter for Dark Avenger Live 50. And unfortunately, next week's books are going to also be late due to the convention. But we will try to get the videos out to you guys as soon as possible. I have something really huge after 300. I was telling Mike my idea. It actually hit me this weekend, and it's really huge, and it's going to revolutionize a lot. But anyway, the books in this review were released on
May 27, 2015, the last week of May.
And we're going to hold off on Dirk Manning's books until next episode, because then we'll have Special Edition behind us. I will be talking with Dirk Manning. Hopefully I'll catch him at New York Comic Con. And we actually do have the Superhero Network books.
Right.
Those will also be in next week's review.
Right.
So this week, it's just this week's books.
Yes, so we got 4 physical books and a lot of digital books, which mostly are mine again.
I only have one digital book.
Yeah, lucky you.
So let's go.
So let's go, yes. So first will be my book, Sonic Universe, issue number 76.
Even though you don't see a title, we are getting the 12 connecting posters.
The
poster covers.
Poster. And this is part 1 of 12 of the Worlds Unite, where both Mega Man and Sonic will team up once again, since we saw them team up before in Worlds Collide. So basically what this story is about is that Sigma wants to team up with Dr. Eggman to capture the 2 superheroes known as Mega Man and Sonic. And, you know, we get a huge background about Dr. Eggman with the Deadly Six. And show some artwork right here. Dr. Wily is actually working with Dr. Eggman again. To be honest, I thought that they were going to have a feud with each other from Worlds Collide. And I'm guessing they probably just forgot about and just moved on ahead with each other. So, what Dr. Eggman wants to do is that he has a plan to make chumps out Sigma, Sonic, and Mega Man. What I love about Sigma's character is that he's one step ahead of them, saying that he has a way to, make his Deadly Six, like hypnotize them to make them slaves and everything. So, Sigma was one step ahead of them, and he sends out the Deadly Six to capture Sonic and Mega Man. And in the end of the book, Dr. Wily and Dr. Eggman are going to turn both Mega Man and Sonic into something that we won't see until the next issue. So, oh, oops, wrong one. So, this turned out to be a really excellent issue. I gave it a 5-star rating because it was starting up to be a really awesome strong point to the first part of the Worlds Unite comic book. And that's from Archie Comics, by the way. Invincible
issue number 120, the fight between Tharg and Battle something. I can't remember. Why do I always forget his first name? Battle Cat, not Battle Cat. It was
I remember you said before. Battle Beast?
Thank you.
Yeah.
The fight between Tharg and Battle Beast ends, and unfortunately Tharg survives. And Mark and his brother show up a wee bit too late. And it's weird seeing Mark in a different costume other than his Invincible costume, at least for me. So they showed up late. They found out that Tharg won. They're not happy about that. And now Tharg has gone into hiding. This page I thoroughly enjoyed because there were so many Star Trek references on this page. You look at this panel, you see a lot of the Next Generation stuff. Look at this character, you see Voyager. You see what I'm getting at? Even this panel is the Next Generation. So it was nice that the artist threw in a little bit of Star Trek, and I'm sure that Robert Kirkman had a little hand in that. Obviously, they're not going to flat out say, yeah, this is Star Trek, but I got to this page and I said, this is definitely a Star Trek reference to several of the Star Treks. No ifs, ands, or buts. The second half of the book, however, which is Mark and Eve and their daughter, was the best thing. I mean, night and day. beginning of the book was very bloody, very gruesome, and then the rest of the book, this actually reminds me of myself with Tommy. They have a moment where Mark is with Tara, and he's just being a dad because Eve fell asleep and he didn't want to wake her up, so she slept through a couple of hours, and Mark spent some quality time with his daughter, and it was really, you get the feels, let's put it that way. But then the ending goes back to Tharg and what he's been up to, and Mark's worried about what Tharg is doing, and I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of him in the coming future. The next issue, however, says, while Mark and Eve have been away, things have been getting worse on Earth. So we'll see how that plays out in the next issue. I guess he'll be taking a break from Mark, but I really don't want to take a break. I want to keep going.
Alright, from Zenescope, it's Story Time with Grimm Tales of Terror, issue number 11. And in Grimm Tales of Terror, in this book, is about plans. In some sort of way, someone that's in control of plans. So, these two guys, Dean and... why do I forget his other name? Dean and some other guy that was with him is going to Dr. Rapakani, I don't know how you say his name, to his house because he's been through the death of his wife, so he's been acting out a little bit, and they don't like the way... Oh, Max. Dean and Max. So, Max and Dean decide to go to his house because he had a book saying that dying is sad, and then they do like a whole lecture to him about why he should still be alive and to leave his daughter alone. His daughter, Jane, is in like control of these plants right here, and one of his friends goes to see her, and things get like a little bit rough when we find out that the daughter was been experimented on by her father to keep her from not dying and everything, and that's what she does to people. She makes plants out of them because Dean wanted to take her away because he didn't like the way things were going. And as always, in the end, things get gruesome when it goes back to the woman who talks about the story, and yeah. I really love the stories I keep reading from Grimm Tales of Terror. Even though it's very bloody and gory and everything else, I love the story because it's just really amazing how they come up with these things.
Now, I know after this book I only have one book left for the indie review this week, but this book definitely gets Book of the Week, even over the big two. I mean, I started skimming the big two. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 46. Donatello is now stuck in Metalhead, and Fugitoid and Harold are using Fugitoid's technology, are trying to figure out a way to bring Donnie out of his coma because Donatello in his physical body is comatose because of what happened. And Donatello's having a hard time coping with being in a robotic body. He feels like he's smarter than he should be, and Fugitoid tries to explain, you know, being part of the, you know, the transference kind of does things to the mind. So will we be seeing ramifications of this when Donnie comes out of the coma, if he comes out of the coma? I mean, they could keep this up for a while. We go to Casey Jones, who's with April's family, and then Hun shows up. Of course, he's gone back to his old habits of drinking, and it's just, it's bad. I'm just going to say that. Read the book to find out what, but Angel and Aliplex show up in the nick of time, so to speak, and Hun kind of retreats. Raphael's having a really hard time dealing with what happened to Donatello. We get a little bit more on the Professor and one of the Scrolls. Read the book. Not spoiling that. Baxter Stockman and Shredder. Read the book. I'm not going to spoil that. But in the end, Hun returns to the O'Neill's address with the Purple Dragons. And since he was, how do I say this nicely, insulted on the way out, now he's back to show that the Purple Dragons are still the, how do I want to put it?
Like what are you trying to...
Basically, he's going to put his people against Casey now because he was dissed by Casey and his friends.
So he's forming an own army to go against
He has his own army. He was the leader of the Purple Dragons at one time.
So he's believing that he's the bad guy, Casey Jones, this guy.
No, the father basically wants revenge against his son, so him and the Purple Dragons are going to beat them up now.
Okay, so...
To be continued.
So that's the way to put it then. Yeah.
This is an excellent book. I love the Kevin Eastman covers. I wish Midtown would always send me cover B. I love the cover Bs. At this point, I believe the cover A is all connected to a word. Unfortunately, I've not gotten one, or maybe I have gotten one of the cover A's, but most of the time I've been getting the Kevin Eastman covers. If you have not been reading Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's going to be behind this book. Get the free Comic Book Day Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book from this past May's free Comic Book Day. It goes from the beginning all the way through until where we're at actually at this very moment. So if you don't want to dedicate yourself to 45 plus issues, get the free Comic Book Day book. It's free, except if you buy it on eBay now. It might be a couple of dollars, but if you get the free Comic Book Day book, read it. I'm sure that actually on Comixology it should be free to download. Download it on Comixology if it's there. Read it. You will be completely caught up. You can start with issue 46, and I feel like that book will basically catch you up on the main idea of things that have gone on in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Normally, I would say trade paperback your way up. Read the free Comic Book Day book. Come into this book. If you like it, you can always go back and trade paperback your way up to wherever we're at now.
Yep.
Excellent book, though. My favorite book each and every month.
Okay.
Digital book time. Big Trouble in Little China, issue number 11.
Yep. And this one, it talks about both Jack and Emperor Lopan, who are still in hell, and then they're just doing the whole clean the dishes because of what happened in the last issue, and there's a special friend of Jack's who comes in to save both of them, well, actually him really, from doing the dishes and whatnot, and they're trying to find their way out of where they are. So Emperor Lopan actually goes to this person who might help him escape from hell, where Jack's going through all these these things and everything to try to find his way out. So Lopan agreed to with this demon of the escape under one condition, and I don't want to give that away because that is like a huge change for the Emperor. Meanwhile, Jack's friends on Earth are trying to find answers towards what they should be doing to help him escape from this. So that's like a big dialogue there. So I'm trying to find out what his friend's name is that Jack's with. But yeah, let's just say that they have to try to escape from where they are. And if they don't, then it's all trouble from... They're basically in a frozen thing, and from what Jack's heard, they've never escaped from it before. So they have to try to find a way to escape there. So it's like every step of the way, it's like one step closer to escaping from hell, from where they are, and it's like a lot to take in from there.
We're in Dynamite now with an excellent book, John Carter, Warlord of Mars, issue number 7. I actually did skim this book too.
Yeah, this book, it's just the after events of John Carter who fought against Clark, and now it's just Carter and Deja Torres who want to go on vacation to have a little bit of alone time, and after what's been going on. So they pack to go away for a little while, and they have their friends there to watch over the city in case anything should be going on. And I like the chemistry between John Carter and Deja Torres.
Yeah, they're the perfect couple.
I know, they're like the really perfect couple when I read this book, or all the John Carter books. So they're by themselves, and they're going through all these histories of whatnot, and it's just like a long dialogue just between those two having, once again, their alone time. But then when John Carter goes along, he hears like these noises that somebody is actually in that in where they are. So during that time, thinking that he heard something, at night, these things come out. I think we saw them before, actually, and I can't remember what their names were. Mm-hmm. John Carr gets beaten up by them, but Deja Torres, when she comes in, she has these like lethal weapons, and she just takes them down one by one. And when I saw her do that, I'm like, whoa! Like, I don't
Wonder
recall...
Woman-esque. She could beat the crap out of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I was about to say, where'd she come from? Like, she could be Wonder Woman in this match, and that was like really something. Cause I'm like, why couldn't she do this before when she was kidnapped by Clark or these other things, right? You kind of wonder. But after that, she took care of business, clean house, and both are together once again and spend time. That's to be continued. So, really great book.
King Dynamite, Flash Gordon, issue number 4.
Yes, and Flash Gordon, it's basically the scientist of Flash Gordon who's trying to make a plan with their spaceship because it's been wrecked of how to get out of there. Both Gordon and Darla, I think that's what was it? Well, the scientist is Zarkov, so no, keep going down. It's not there. I think it's oh, I can't remember. Dale, that's her name. Like both Gordon and Dale are actually. I really see them getting together, but it's like every time when they try to have romantic connection with each other,
Oh, come on,
something keeps interrupting them. Every single time when they're about to, you know, say like, you know, their whole admit thing. So
classic comic book.
It's a classic comic book, and the artwork's great too. So as Zarkov is being drunk and trying to figure out how a way to escape from there, he actually does, and Gordon shoots a portal there, but it probably left Dale behind because he doesn't know if Dale follow both of them. So yeah, so now it's the adventures of finding out where Dale is and if Dale will actually come back to their planet because of all this mishap that happened with the portal. So now it's the adventure of finding her again.
Alright, now Moment of Truth. Tomb Raider, issue number 16, Mike.
Okay, this comic book did improve. In a good way.
Goes up.
Finally.
Goes down.
No. I'm telling you, no. Here's the reason why. But I still want to get it digitally, nonetheless. Because I like to read it digitally. So, it starts off with Lara Croft and with, I think that's her father, Richard Croft, in their, like, past journey when they were with each other, and how Laura actually became stronger, you know, like herself. So when she wakes up in the forest with wait, no, keep going down. I forgot what her name was. Mara. They're going through the jungle, and Mara actually tells her that there's a village that's somewhere. You know, like she gives her all these poetic, cute poems and stuff like that to let her figure out where it is. So she finds the place where Myra was talking about, and some about the Queen's serpent, Myra also said in the book, and she meets up with her, and to be honest, here's a twist in this. She knows about her father, Richard Croft, when they were together. But you don't see his face, though. That's the one thing about this book. You don't see what her father looked like at all. Like his
I think
face
they do it on purpose.
They do that on purpose. I'm going to tell you why. Like after they talk about the whole story of them being together and how she knew about Lara Croft, she just said like, so it's been this many years, I finally found you. So she wants her to go meet with this person by the name of, keep going down.
Hector.
No, I don't think it's Hector. No, that's her men's names. Hector and Felix send Laura to this place where this guy Grimm, and then he says, "Sorry, I'm not Grimm." Why does something tell me that's her father? I think that's her father, actually.
I don't think so.
Because if he's saying that he's not Grimm, what if that's the father? I have a funny feeling. I don't know, because I think in the game, I think that her parents died, but I'm not too sure if that's going to be relevant to the book. I don't know, but that brings a huge suspense, and I'm willing to read the next book to see who this person is.
Alright, we're in Dark Horse now. Well, we were with Tomb Raider, but
yeah.
Captain Midnight, issue number 23.
Yes, and in Captain Midnight, we have the Archerin that are attacking Captain Midnight's lair. So so Captain Midnight and his crew actually come back to the headquarters to find out what's going on, and he actually has some backup Captain Midnight sends with him, which are Helios and Mark, but I can't remember what his name was. X does appear in this book along with Black Sky, and it's been really a long time since I've seen Black Sky in a comic book, because remember how we read about him with the whole utility belt? That's how he becomes a hero, and without it he's a cripple and all that.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Black Sky, yeah. He makes his return into Captain Midnight, and it's just a whole fight against the Archie, and X, of course, being violent by killing Archon, yeah. So, Mark has a fight with Archon. I just don't remember his superhero name. I think it's Black Star or something, or not Black Star, something. I just can't remember. But Helios actually gets involved in this fight, and things get a little bit dicey. I don't want to say how. You're going to have to read the book. So, also, Helios said something that how he's related to Charlotte, but he didn't say what. He said just tell Charlotte that I'm her, that's it. So we don't know who he was to her. And Captain Midnight, with the whole thing of finding out about the experiment he has an idea of how he can defeat the Archon with his different suit that he has, and it is amazing. And it just ends off with just them in battle.
Next, the main event.
The main event. Really amazing. That's my second favorite book of the week.
Now, a lot of people have been talking about this book. Fight Club 2, issue number 1.
Yeah, there have been a lot of high ratings about this book, and to be honest, this wasn't my cup of tea, really. Like, I was expecting Fight Club about, you know, these people going into clubs and fighting. What I see in this book is drug references and pills and possibly some Bow Chicka Wow Wow moments. If I want to keep this a little bit PG right here, that's really all what this book is about and what I saw. I mean, the artwork was great, don't get me wrong, but I couldn't have the feel that this story had anything to do with the title. Like, I'm reading this and I'm like, did I just read something called Fight Club, or did I read something that's completely different from what I read? Because I just couldn't, I just couldn't find this book interesting. Just the ending part where this guy's house is on fire, and I forgot what his name was, that leaves a symbol on his hand. Now, I don't know if that might lead into something Fight Club related, but I'm going to give the next issue a shot and see. But that's why I saw it throughout the book. I mean, I don't know. Issue 2 will have to be another shot for me.
Chew, issue number 49. This is the last piece to the cover puzzle, which they explain at the end of the book. But anyway, long story short, I called this a mile away. Chew has to eat Polio.
Oh, no.
Because everything Chew eats, he gets like the knowledge of, and Polio's a badass, so he has to do this in order to beat the Collector. But before that is discovered, we find out that Olive and everybody else they've been taking down everybody who's worked with the Collector to try to find the Collector. And one by one, they're taking them down, and what was the guy's name? Romanoff, was it? Let me make sure.
No, Romanoff?
Was it? Let's see. Savoy.
Oh, okay.
It's Olive and Savoy and Chew's girlfriend. And he finally catches up to Olive and Savoy, and originally he wants to arrest Savoy and bring Olive home, but he ends up letting him go for Olive in a way, and he leaves and tells Olive she's basically at her peak right now. She is the best, but she does not have her father's, spoiler, anger, which is what gives Chew that strength. Anyway,
yeah,
ignore that.
Oh.
So now she wants to go with Chew after what's his name? The Collector, but Chew says absolutely not. We're not doing that. And that's when the polio thing comes into play, and that's where it's ended. I knew this was coming a mile away. I had a feeling. I said this to you, didn't I? I said
Yeah,
at some point,
I remember.
because Polio's dead, either Chew or Olive are going to eat him.
Mm-hmm.
And Chew's going to eat him, and 2-1, Olive's going to take a bite also.
Yeah.
Just for the heck of it.
So then we'll see after the next issue what's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Alright, so while I turn that off, you could do Atwoods Hands issue number 8.
Yeah. So, so while you fix that problem, here's the cover to Atwoods Hands. And in this comic book, it's just about Atwoods Hands in the last issue was going to this person who does like this makeover, and he was chosen to be part of that. So after that happened in Atwoods Hands, her friends, his friends, go with her along with the mother and Maggie, and they meet up with the Miss Wells, I think her name was.
Yep.
Who's been actually doing this, and I found her to be a little bit fishy. I don't know why. Like, something about her character. She showed them around and everything, her show, and what she's about, and how basically to do the show when they air. So we get a little bit of that with Atwoods Hands. And she just asks him questions about, like how it's unique that he has like these long claws and stuff like that. And that's really it. It was just like the whole interview. And then when there was a whole paparazzi I was taking pictures of, notice in the picture she did something to Maggie on the shoulder, and we don't know what it was. So I don't know if it was maybe a poisonous venom she had.
No, she just grabbed her shoulder.
Yeah, but something had to have made her go like, okay, so my shoulder's now feeling weird, what's going on? So I don't know. But I want to know the answers to next issue, what that was that she did. Because this could be very effective to Maggie. I don't know, but I really just want to see the next issue. Just right there and then. Really great book, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the next issue of that.
Alright, and with that, guys, give us just 1 second, and then we will conclude with this week's books. We have 4 more books, so give us just 1 second. Alright, so we're back. The Powerpuff Girls Super Smash Up, issue number 5.
Yep, and in this issue, this was actually a really great issue, because, see, the Professor and Dexter have a plan of how to get Dee Dee to take Chemical Y. So they hire Mojo Jojo, who didn't see that coming, to actually help them out, and he's doing it for the money. And he just admitted point blank that's what he's doing it for. And the Powerpuff Girls, they don't trust him really, and neither do I. So they found a way to turn Dee Dee back, but now Mojo Jojo had the bracelet to go back to where Dexter and the Professor were, and now that he has the bracelet, both Dexter and the Professor have their side project that they're working on, and he told Dee Dee just to back away because she ruins everything. And she also admitted that as well. So the plan was to take him out. It didn't look good for the Powerpuff Girls and the rest, but Dee Dee coming in actually saved the day from the multiverse getting all messed up by the powers of Mojo Jojo. Or just Mojo, I'll just say, because that's just really annoying when I say the name. And then it was thanks to Dee Dee that everything was saved. Then there was a second story where Dexter had this, this thing that could turn people into a cat, and it actually had effect on him. So Dee Dee sees a kitty that's in there and names him Mr. Wiggly.
And it's Dexter.
And then he turns back to normal, but then gives Dee Dee a robotic cat just because, she missed having a cat of her own. So this was really a great issue. And I don't think that was the last issue.
That is the last issue.
Oh, that is the last issue? Oh. I thought there was more to it.
Nope.
But that was a really great series. I would definitely recommend a trade paperback of the whole issue for that reason.
Ragnarok, issue number 5.
And in Ragnarok, we have her adventure was to find this thing. I can't remember what the name was, to actually get her to have more power. And they call her Thor, I believe, because when she encountered with one of her friends or her enemies that they were friends once before, they had like this whole big battle with each other in order for her to get what she wanted. So as they're battling each other, you know, after the whole land's been shattered and everything, she wants her land to be back to the way it was. So Mimar, I think his name was. So when they fought, she decapitates him and throws his head into this fountain where she can have more powers and everything, and eyes that she could see, because she had holes in her eyes that she couldn't see. So she used basically his eyes to actually see better, and that actually was something useful to her, because now she is going to be encountering with this person who's been taking over all the land and all the army that is trying to make her land, that has been shattering her land. And she's going to go after them in the next issue.
I could swear that this is a he.
Really? I thought it was a she, because I remember...
I could swear they call him Thor. And well, there is a female Thor now, so maybe you're right, but I
don't know. I mean, that's the way I saw it. It was dialogue heavy though, but it was an okay book.
Alright, from Valiant, Ivar, Timewalker, issue number 5.
Yes, and in this one, we get two perspectives. We get Ivar's and this bionic person, I can't remember her name. She's like a scientist.
I'm a scientist.
Well, basically, she learns about herself of how she became a bionic person. And long story short, she actually knows Ivar because, like, saying, oh, I met with Ivar and we were friends and hunky-dory and everything. But then things got a little bit too, not so good with each other. So then she turned into, you know, this robot. But she did say she had feelings for him, the robotic one. No, go up. I want to find out what her name is because it's going to bother me. Because it's like I remembered it before this review and now I can't remember it. Oh, wait, go down. Because I think I saw it. It's like an older version of her, but...
Future version.
Yeah, the future version of her, but I just can't remember what her name is. Alright, well, anyway, I can't, because you're going too fast. But anyway, she's just a former partner of Ivar's, let's say. And then Ivar meets up with,
Gillid?
What?
Is it Gillid?
Yeah, Gillid. Yeah, I was going to say that. He meets up with Gillid, the future version, and then he talks about, you know, how she...
Neela?
Neela, thank you, yes. How,
I find it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You took a whole 20
Well, you're going up and down. Go slow a little. So he's talking about how he has sort of feelings for her and everything, and then he's explaining about, you know, that there is these things that I'm looking for, and we can't fail at this because we need it for these skeleton people because they've been attacking them for thousands and thousands of years. So he says, in order for you to help me, like, I'll be free from this, and I could go on my merry way with life ahead of me. And they're actually brothers, the both of them. So, yeah, and then there's just a whole big dialogue between them, and then he actually talks to his the past Gillid, in this issue as the 2015 one, because he talked to the future Gillid. So the present Gillid, he talks to him about it, and they have a new adventure that both of them are going to be working on together, but it's going to be
Won't
really
find
intense.
out till the next issue.
But yeah, next issue is going to be really something else.
Alright, and we do have a Zenescope book digitally
Yes.
this week. The 10th anniversary special Red Riding Hood one-shot.
This...
One of 3 one-shots that are coming out.
Yes, and this is my book of the week. Red Riding Hood one-shot. Digitally. It's really talking about Brittany Waters, who is basically fighting crime, you know, as herself and a wolf. But there's this guy who she meets up with that actually helped her out with the whole thing, and well, this guy who could climb up walls and everything. So it's basically a mutated person. So when this guy comes in to you know, help her with everything, he's actually go up. He's Richard Theodore. I'll just call him Rich, basically. So Brittany meets up with Rich, and he's talking about how he's a hunter of vampires, werewolves, and such. Now, we know Brittany's a werewolf. Remember that. So, and she thinks that he doesn't know about that, her turning into a werewolf. But we'll get to that irony in the future issue of this book, after they talk with each other. So, after their conversation, she actually goes back to her house where, I don't know who this guy is to her. I think the father.
Maybe.
Well, they have a long talk about, you know, this guy that she met, and he knows about him, like saying, you know, he can't really be trusted and stuff like that. You should really be careful about him. Like basically giving her a warning sign to, you know, be careful because, you know, because bad things can happen. So we find out more about his character, and he got like all these heads on there, and one of them was a werewolf, and he knows that she's a werewolf. So guess what? He tries to kill her, or tries to find her to kill her and everything. So working ahead of herself, she thinks of stuff really fast, including getting his dogs on her side. But of course, Richard finds a way to get them on his side. So, you know, it's just like a long fight scene between the both of them. And this Red Riding Hood chick, I mean, you don't want to mess with her. That's all I can say. Because when she turns a werewolf, then you're done, basically. I mean, it didn't look good for her at first. But after that, with a whole taser and everything, and trying to finish him, you know, it doesn't finish there. However, it does finish after there's an epilogue at the end of the story where he actually goes to her house to try to mess with her father, I'm guessing. And guess what? He's a werewolf also. And he's a big werewolf. And just, that's it. He finishes them off. Done, the end. Wow. That it made me go away from this book saying, wow, book of the week, hands
That's awesome.
down. It was awesome.
$5 book, so it's worth the $5 then.
Yeah, oh, definitely worth your money. Absolutely.
So you're gonna get a physical copy at some point, I'm guessing.
At some point, yes, I will. But oh wow. Great.
Alright guys, so that's it for this week's indie review. As always, don't forget to check out Comic Related, Comic Frontline Zone 4 Podcast, and Frontline Gaming Zone. Together we are your #1 source for comic related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Mike and I have a bunch of Mystery Box Mayhems going up this week on Frontline. Mike's reviews will be up by Monday morning. My reviews will be up on Tuesday morning because we did the indies today. So I have a few Big 2 books to read that I'll be reviewing on Frontline, so look forward to those. Big 2 review hopefully will be on at least Wednesday. We'll be recording Wednesday night, but remember guys, I have a very busy week ahead of me. Tuesday and Thursday are very hefty days for me this week, so I'm hoping Dark Avenger Live might be postponed 1 week due to special edition. The reviews for next week will most likely be late due to special edition.
But we'll
if we only
try
go,
our best.
yeah, but last year we only went 1 day to New York Comic Con special edition. So if we only go 1 day, it should be we should be okay to do the indie review at least. So the Big 2 review will be the thing that suffers again a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how New York Comic Con special edition goes. We know a few people that are going to be there. It's going to be a really great time. We'll see. So until then, everybody, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and we'll see you guys in the next review.
Later, everybody.